Wisconsin Wine Guy, and I am back again for another wine review, and today, as you can see, we're doing this wine here, Mumm out of Napa. But before we get to that wine here, let me tell you something. Sparkling wines are wines that are, underutilized. Underutilized. Yes, you got Prosecco. People think you drink Prosecco every day, but don't realize you can drink sparkling wines and or champagne every single day as well. Some champagnes or some sparkling wines drink just like a Prosecco. Okay? So that being said, I think it's underutilized. Don't shy away and keep sparkling wines and champagnes isolated to only drinking on special occasions. All right, enjoy. It's all wine, but enjoy it throughout the year, anytime you want to. In other parts of the world, they drink sparkling wines every day. In America, some of us do, but a lot of us don't. All right. So that being said, for those who are new, these are wines that you can find when you shop for wine, grocery store, liquor store, wine shop. I like to call these everyday wines. Oftentimes we're shopping for wine, trying to figure out what to drink. I don't know. Read it back in the label. I'm not sure. I say buy the bottle, open it up. If you like it, score. If you don't like it, boop, try another one. Cook with it. Do something else with it, right? But don't be discouraged because you don't know. Just buy it, try it, move on, right? But the Wisconsin Wine Guy try to take these everyday wines, and I try to go through as much as I can, even reviewing different vintages of the same brand at times, which is great, or multiple bottles in the same brand, which is great. But I try to go through and taste these wines, give you my opinion, utilizing my thumb rating system. Thumbs up says I recommend this wine. It's a pretty solid wine. Give it a try. Great value to it. 3/4. You know what? I would share this with my friends. Okay, it's not one I would keep, on the side, on the DL. But I would share this with my friends, and I would keep a couple of those hands because it's good everyday drinking for myself. Halfway, something about that wine was off. Does not make it a bad wine. Just simply means it didn't work for my palate. Remember what I say? Let your palate be the guide. Didn't work for me, I'll tell you why. Thumbs down, always an easy one. Every now and then, there's the infamous double thumbs up. See a thumbs up, double thumbs up. I highly recommend you give that wine a try because I'm curious to know what your opinion is about that wine that I gave a double thumbs up to. And it's a wine that I actually keep a few bottles of that, I want to taste it over the course of years, right? Okay, so now on today's review, we're doing Mumm Napa. Now, this is a new label, a new package for Mumm. The Mumm Black Brut. Okay, it was a lighter color label, but this is a nice new pack with the red stripe and everything. It was very classy, very nice looking, right? Okay, so there's Mumm doing this thing. But here's the thing you know about Mumm. Mumm is an extension of G.H. Mumm from France, a French champagne. So we're talking about in the 70s, Mumm decided, like a lot of people decided, in the 70s they got early, but didn't commit until later in the 80s. But, they started looking around. But Mumm, just like everybody else, because, 1976, it was shown that, there's good wines can be made, can come out of California, right? So everybody wanted to jump on that and start buying up land. So Mumm was like all the others, wanted to come to California and, try to find the perfect spot to produce champagne or sparkling wines that would be similar to those that they produce over in France. So they found a lot, landed in Napa and Carneros, and they grow their grapes, for the wine. This is going to be a blend of Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, typical, Pinot Gris, Pinot Meunier. Well, okay, the Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and the Pinot Meunier are all typical, but, Pinot Gris, that's kind of different, right? So here's what they do. They have their own process. Every champagne house, every sparkling wine house have their own process of making wines. What they do and what they've been doing, okay, is made in the traditional champagne method, second fermentation in the bottle. But what they do is this: they go through, they go pick out the best grapes, blah blah blah, do the crushing, get the juice, They do fermentation, but they take a part of the fermentation and put it in French barrels. What? Okay. All right. Then they take the other part and do a traditional fermentation and stand it still. All right. 18 months on the lees, resting. Right. Then they go through it now. Once it's ready, fermentation is ended. Juice is turned into wine. Juice turned to wine. Now let's do a blend. Let's get our classic blend. They call it the classic. This is the one that they did to introduce to the Americas. You know, it's been a classic blend for many, many years. So they just get our classic blend. Let's try to get as close to that classic blend as possible. Of course, they got a formula, I'm sure. But imagine if they're doing it by taste. How cool is that? So they do a final blend, taking the French barrel aged, or fermented wine and the stainless steel fermented wine, putting together with a blend, all the different grapes, and then now putting it in the bottle. All right, put it in the bottle, adding the dosage. Dosage is a little bit of grape wine with a little bit of sugar, okay, just to put the levels of sweetness. This is going to be Brut, but you got to balance out the acidity, because for champagne you want wines with high acidity, okay? You don't want sugar, you want high acidity. So it's bone dry with high acidity, okay? So they put the dosage in and boom. Now it spends about 3 months, second fermentation, 3 months in the bottle. Bing, 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 bing. Produces the wine. Now it spends some time on bottle rest before it gets released. Now you have Mumm, classic. Brut Prestige, they call this one. Let's give it a taste. See what we think. Now, for barbecue, woo, baby. Now that could have just took off. Got my trusty dust. I had this open earlier, introducing people to reintroducing people to Mumm sparkling wine. Wow, that was kind of scary. I expected it, but didn't expect it. Poof. So let's give this a taste. Now, when I think about sparkling wine, I gotta get my flutes. I know, industry changes. It's all about marketing. You should drink sparkling wine in a flute, just like they say you should drink sparkling wine in that little, bowl of a glass. But I like those glasses. They're kind of classy, Now they say you should drink sparkling wine in a regular wine glass. Forget all that. Drink your wine in what you want to drink it in, okay? So now, you can see the bubbles. Can you see the bubbles? I can see the bubbles. Can you see the bubbles? Nice pin bubbles, just like you find in champagne. But this isn't champagne. But you know what? It's for the same, I can't say the same company, but the lineage comes down. We want to produce sparkling wines outside of the Champagne region, the same way we produce them there. Boom. That's what they do. Okay? So, nice little pin bubbles, lots of effervescence coming out of this glass here. Very nice. So let's give it a taste. Pinot Gris was interesting to me when I was doing the research on this. Right? Typically it's like Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, and Chardonnay. Pinot Gris was like, okay, all right. I think that was a California thing. But we're going to give it a taste and see what it's like. Let's get a nose. Now, nose on sparkling wine. A lot of sparkling wines have a different nose. Even if it's from champagne, they have a different nose. Some may be more yeasty, some may be more bread-like, some may be more alcohol-like. It's all a part of fermentation. It's all a part of the yeast in the bottle. For the second fermentation, what you're gonna get, we don't know. Is it gonna be rich? Is it not gonna be rich? Make sure that's closed. You heard that snap? Make sure that's closed. It was kind of leaning a little bit, kind of leaning like this. I didn't want that to pop off on us in the middle of the video. Of course, that would have been kind of fun, right? But here we go. On that nose, you definitely get yeast on the nose. I don't know if you ever made bread before. I make bread a lot. That's what I smell here. When you get, even if you're making a starter and you got the starter, you got that little juice on the top, that's alcohol. Get that juice on the top and you smell that, that's what this smells like, bread. Almost like a sourdough starter, but not sour smelling, but that alcohol bread starter. And then it comes into the fruit. Yeah, they say we don't have to swirl a sparkling wine while I swirl mine. Because I want to aerate and move beyond the yeasty smell or the bread-like smell. Oh yeah, and there's nice fruit. There's nice fruit there, you know. A little apple. I pick up subtle hints of citrus. So apple, citrus. I want to say pear, but I'm not sure. Pear, apple, you know, depending on how ripe it may be, the apple or the pear or the type of apple, you know, they can be kind of the same. But I'm going to go pear, apple, and citrus. Okay, so beautiful nose this here. Nice effervescence of the bubbles. Now for the taste. Now for me, still a two-step process, but in sparkling wine it's different. What I'm tasting for the acidity. Okay, gotta have acidity. Two, I'm tasting for the foam that exists. You know, when you taste some sparkling wines, you have this foam, just like the foam you have in beer. When you get that in sparkling wines, especially put it in your mouth, you know, how foamy is the foam? This is very elegant. There's a foam there, but it doesn't like fill your mouth with a foam. Okay? Very nice. Now, I like that. Now for the taste. Here's the taste. This is non-vintage. Even though they do have vintage sparkling wines, this is non-vintage. Here we go to taste. On the taste, we have nice fruit. We have a nice balance to it. A nice dryness. Oh, the price and alcohol. Alcohol is 12.5%. Price on this on sale, you can find it for $13.99. Regular price $26.99. You'll find it. Okay, so we get that out of the way. Give one more sip. Here's what I like about it. I like the presence of the fruit that exists there. I like the acidity. I like the subtle tanginess, you know, the citrus. I like the finish that is dry. I like the balance across my palate. Okay? If you can find this at $13.99, you got a steal. At $24, $26 a bottle, I think it's still a steal. Okay? I'm going to give this a double thumbs up. I mean, this is very, very, very nice. Here we go again. Just a little bit. Boop. That's what it was, this one. Double thumbs up on this here. Very elegant, very nice, very pleasing. You know, it has just the right amount of fruit to it. That if you are a sweet wine drinker and you don't think about the sugar, you'll enjoy this. The finish is going to be dry, but it's very flavorful, very enjoyable, very elegant, very nice. Double thumbs up, non-vintage, Brut Prestige. Love the packaging. The new packaging, I should say. So, it's your Wisconsin wine guy saying to you as always, let your palate be the guide selecting your sparkling wine. And I'm going to see you next time. I'm going to dig this, see if I can come up with some food for this one. Ciao!